Welcome to my design studio. I'm glad you're with me today. We're going to be hand stitching a birdcage veil onto a headband. And I love stitching the veils onto the netting onto a headband because it makes it so much easier for them. They just slip it on and go. They don't have to worry about using the combs to adjust the veil to position it. They don't have to worry about using the bobby pins. Is it going to stay in the head? This is slip on and go. That's it. That's all she wrote. So this is particularly a Russian netting. There are three types of style netting. You have your Russian netting, which is a stiffer, firmer material of net. You have your French style netting, which is the tightest weave, so they have the smaller diamond shaped netting. And then you have your English style, which is the largest. They have the really big, diamond shapes, or some are octagon shapes. They take on different shapes depending on the type of netting that you get. Which is your favorite style? Do you have a favorite style? I like to mix mine up, so I have fun with them all. This one particularly has chenille dots. I will be making another video in the future. Where's the other dots? Okay. On how to add your own chenille dots. But this one already came with it. Thank you very much. Saves me a little time. I am making this for a client who ordered it. And this particular veil, it's small. It's too small. It's more for a flower girl. So we're going to make ours for someone who has a head circumference, a normal, most popular head circumference for a woman is about 22 to 22.5 inches. Okay, so this is going to fit that woman who has that size head or larger, which is just your average normal size head. This is a small, narrow size. Okay, and we'll be putting it on the mannequin head at the end of the video so you can see the difference in the two sizes. Okay, so that one was a 9-inch by 16-inch. We have veiling. I'm just going to turn this down so you could see. Okay, can you see there? Okay. This veiling, this is actually a 16-inch board. It goes 4 inches past the 16-inch board. So this is a 9-inch by 20 inches. So we added 4 more inches for an adult size head. And I have 3 different threads here for my veil. Which one would you go with? Would you go with this one, or this one? Well, some would say, oh, it just looks exactly like this one. I really think you could use either. I would omit the one that's a little bit orange. You really could go with this one or this one, because once you pull the string out, you really barely see it. This is from this one. And let's see, they're so thin. Yeah, once you see the material, either of these two would melt in. Let me just loosen this up so we can compare the two onto the satin band. Okay, so this is how this one looks on the band. It really does just disappear, right? And then the cooler one that tends to look more bronze, this one disappears even more. I don't know if you're able to see that at all, but I decided to go with the cooler one the cooler material. It also goes with almost exactly with the chenille dots. So I'm going with the cooler material. I've already threaded 3 of my needles. If you see me wearing this cuff, it's a magnetic cuff. You can, it's an answer to the traditional pin cushion. You just throw it on there and that's it. It holds it for you. So you may see me using that a little bit later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this on the center of the mannequin head. I'm just doing it to find the center. I'm not doing this to get a fitting. Okay, so I'm gonna find the center of my fabric. And I'm just making sure that this is gonna be the same size on each side. Let me do this one more time just to make sure I have the center of my fabric. Yeah, okay. Then we're gonna put it on the center of the mannequin head. So I'm gonna find a pin here. I had one. Okay, here we go. You know what? I'm gonna use tape. I did have some tape here. Where did that tape go? Because I find tape tends to work best. Okay, so I got some fabric tape. This is the center. And we'll see how this fabric tape works. It's going to be my first time using it. I'm going to put the link in the description, so if it works for me, I'll say, hey guys, go get some. Okay. And I can also check to make sure. I'm just going to move this over a little. I'm just lifting up the material on both sides, making sure it's even. Okay, so it's even. Now we're going to start to thread the middle. I want to make sure I don't lose my middle point. So, or at least close to the middle. I'll lift this up a little bit for you so this doesn't look so dark. Okay, there we go. And actually, you know what? Let's do this. So I want that first stitch, you know, not to show. So I'm gonna kind of do it kind of from underneath. And you know what? Let me put on my working eyes, okay? When I'm working with a needle this small, I'm like, don't play. Don't play. All right, here we go. I can see better now. Yes. So I'm going to work down one side. Okay, so we're up top. Here's my stitching. Okay. Okay. So now let's work down one side. And this is when it's good to put it back on the mannequin head. Oh, okay. Because I got the center of it, I won't lose that portion. Okay. And I'm just going to, let's see, yeah, position myself so I can get a, all right. So I'm working through 2 diamonds at one time. So I'm at this diamond. So now I'm gonna go through the next one. I'm gonna go through 2. 1 and come out the second one. Each diamond has a stitch. Okay. I'm gonna just do that until I get to one end. Okay, so now that I've made it down to this point, let me see. I might just gather, because the front needs to be gathered to the side. So when I put this on, this point in the front basically needs to be gathered to the corner. Okay. So what I'm trying to decide is if I want to go ahead, since I already have the stitch open here, do I just want to go ahead and gather it? And I think I will. Right? Okay, so the way we're gonna gather this, can you guys see? Okay, this is the front. I'm really gonna do some soft folds here in gathering it, nothing too tight. There we go. Look at that. There's our gather. There's our gather. So now that is gathered. Let's continue to stitch. I'm going to take this band off. Poor headband. Poor styrofoam head. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. So we're going to go back the other way. And I'm going to just basically cut all the excess once I'm done stitching. Okay. So I'm just going to stitch through the diamond pieces here to lay this bad boy down. Okay. Just making sure. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, we're going to, I'm doing it on the front end. I'm going to keep that going because this needs as much reinforcement as possible. And then I'm going to tuck it and lay it underneath the veil. I'm going to show you guys up close. So let me just get through this. Yeah. I always say the quality material is the reinforced material that you just don't do once. You do 2, 3 times in terms of stitching because no one wants to put on something that easily unravels or pops or snaps or, you know, so good quality stitching is done more than once in any one place. Okay, so let me show you what I've done. So when I gathered all the material, this is on the front side. Now I'm going to bend it. That was my first stitching. Now I'm going to bend it under and do the underside so that these aren't showing. Okay. So I'm going to flip it here. Yeah. Let me reposition my hand. No. I need to go the other way. Okay. Can I tell you, some may say, oh, that material looks very intricate, fragile. But can I tell you, it's sturdy and it's some of the easier materials you'll work with because it already has holes. You're just putting the needle through the holes, through the diamond shapes, and connecting them. And, you know, it's really simple, I promise you. And remember, this is coming from someone. I only know how to sew on a button. I am not a seamstress, you know, self taught. And if you can sew on a button, you can do this. I promise you. I almost feel like I should have on a thimble so I don't poke myself. I haven't poked myself yet, but I'm like, Rita. And I like how I haven't had to rethread a needle. I was able to do one half and like I'm completing this side, which makes me happy. Okay. Yeah, you see that there? Still looks like I need to cut some. I have enough thread. I can come right back. You see there's one more hanging up there. Well, actually, I'd have to fold that over. So if I go back up this way, that means now we have stitched 3 times to reinforce this. And I'm all about reinforcements. You can't have too many of them. So 3rd time's a charm. And can I tell you, during my quality control before shipping any product, you know, I just check it over, make sure there's no loose ends. See what I did there? I just took my needle and went in and out of the diamond pieces. Boom. So when I put it on my adult mannequin head, and can I tell you, when I first made this, I didn't have a size 20 to 22 and a half inch mannequin head. I just had the styrofoams that you see. Well, don't make anything on your styrofoam heads because they are way too small. This is like an adolescent head. This is not an adult woman's head. So it fits fine on the foam head, but then when I put it on the adult mannequin head, it didn't fit. Like, my guest would have to wear the headband in front of the ears, not behind the ears, because it was too small. And I was like, oh no. So I sent her an email and I said, this is a narrow fit, even though the description did say a narrow fit. I said, is this going to be for, you know, say a flower girl, a young girl, or for an adult? She did not answer me because it's all quick, you know. She signed in to her account, not with a name. She signed in as an Apple user, which I think means she was just a guest on Etsy shopping. So I don't think she may have gotten a notification that I sent her an email on Etsy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go with my better judgment. I didn't advertise it as a kid's headband. So we're going to go in and we're just going to make this an adult headband. Going with my gut on this one. And I think it's a good one to go on. Because there's nothing like shipping your product out and then you get a message from your client going, doesn't fit. And you want your clients to look good. You want them to take pictures of it and be proud of, you know, their accessory. You just want it all to work. Okay. Now it's time to create a knot. And then do the other side. First knot. Second, and then the third should lock this in place. What's going on here? Okay. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. All right. So if there's anything lifted up there, I'm going to knock it out of the way. That's a loop. I'm going to leave that loop alone. I might just add a little. Okay. What else do we see here? Okay. Now I'm doing the other side. Okay. I think that's clean enough. Okay. I just need to make sure this is sturdy. Okay, that's one side. Now we have the other side to do. Okay. All right, people. That was pretty cool. We're going to pick up our next threaded needle and get to work here. Okay. It should be a piece of cake, right, guys? Yeah. Okay. Can you see me? So coming from here, I'm going to kind of go underneath behind it. Yes. Oops. I'm sorry, babies. I'm not trying to make y'all dizzy over there. Okay. So okay. You know what I did today? Um, as of the making of this video, uh, it's a Sunday. So what I did was, I love to go for brunch, and having to cut this hair. And we ordered from a diner and picked up. We brought an umbrella and a blanket, and we had brunch picnic style. And I brought my dog, so played a little ball with him after. It was really a great day. It was wonderful. There wasn't a lot of humidity, and I worry about that because I have a Frenchie, and you know, if you have a Frenchies, the Frenchies or any other dogs that have those really short, flat snouts suffer with, they can overheat very quickly. So it was a perfect day because it wasn't a lot of humidity and you had a nice breeze, so it was gentle on his respiratory system. So we could not have had a better outcome, a better day. Is this, guys, this isn't working for me this time around. Did you see that? It just came right through. What is happening? I'm telling you, I really don't do a lot of edits because I always say crafting isn't perfect. You will come across so many snags that you're like, what is happening? So, you know what? We can go through the snags together. You know, I don't want anyone to get discouraged. It's okay. One thing I always say, there's always a resolution though. So, whatever it is that you are working on, there's always a solution. If you run into a speed bump. Okay. All right, let's try this again, please. Okay. Go a little deeper this time. Come on. Good. Whew. And now what I'm going to do is go every other diamond. I was doing 2 before. Yeah, okay. Looks like I still have to do 2 now. Yes, it's working. It's working. What did y'all do on your Sunday? Did you do anything fun? I hope so. Sunday, I love Sundays. You know what I really love doing on Sundays? I love napping on Sundays. Yes, I do. I get the best naps on Sundays. I don't know why. I think because it feels really quiet on Sundays. You know what I mean? Like super quiet. I feel like everyone is taking a nap on a Sunday. Are y'all taking a nap on a Sunday? Okay. So now here we are again, but it's coming. The shape is coming. This is always the exciting part for me. So this is where we fold and gather. I'm going to use my mannequin head to fold and gather. Or I should say styrofoam head. This is really not a mannequin. Okay. So when I do this, I like to look at both sides. To make sure it's going to be in sync. I don't want one side to look completely different than the other in the way that it's shaped. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, so now we're going to start to stitch. I don't think I have enough thread to stitch it 3 times like the other side. That's okay. At least we'll have one stitching in and out. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, this is where whenever I find I can't hold something down with my finger and I'm like, where's my tape? Where's my tape? That's gonna help me hold this down because this side kept popping up as I'm stitching. I'm just gonna use it. Can I tell you this is working? Okay, I'm gonna put this in the description as well. The fabric tape. If you think you can just use regular, uh, scotch, and I love scotch, but the scotch make fabric tape, but just the regular scotch tape that comes in a little roll for stationery. I have that and I use that and it's great. But when I went to use it on fabric, because you think sticky, right? Won't it work? No, it did not. So if you're going to use tape on fabric, use fabric tape. Okay. And if scotch does make fabric tape, I'm gonna put that in the description as well. Okay. Because I like scotch. I use scotch on a regular, but not for my fabrics. Okay. Nice. We're getting there. We're getting there. Almost to the end, y'all. I think I will have enough to do it at least twice. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna come back this way, and then the last stitch will be folded. Okay. So let's come back and reinforce the top. And you see how much that other thread just melts in? It looks really good. Okay. Wow, guys. I think I may have enough of this thread to do underneath. Okay, I'm gonna take it for as long as I can take it. This thread without having to rethread. Let's do it, people. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited. Not having to rethread. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're almost there, y'all. We are almost there. Okay. Come on. Don't get stuck on anything. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Okay. Coming back the other way because I saw some things, some of the veil stand up because I didn't catch it with the thread and needle. Okay. Now look what we have here. See that droops a little bit longer. I'm gonna try to I kind of fold it that way. Yeah. Just a little bit. Let's see if I can anchor it down. Come on. Yes, we got it. We got it. Now let's lock in place. Come on. What's the first one? One. I'm getting excited because I'm almost done. Two. Three. You know, on my Etsy page, they say, you know, you get more sales if your shipping time is quicker, because everyone is so used to Amazon delivering in overnight now or next day, or, you know, they just have a quicker delivery time. So they're like, look, you want more sales, you got to deliver quick. People don't want to wait a long time for their items, even if they are handmade. Well, I used to have my timing set to 2 to 4 days delivery. So I said, okay, I'll do 1 to 3 days. Let me tell you, it makes a difference by a day, because, and I included Saturday as a shipping day. So this person ordered on Friday, and basically it says I have to ship by tomorrow, Monday. I'm like, it's amazing that one extra day, but I'm happy to do it because, yeah, nobody, even me, you know, sometimes when they say, oh, it'll take 5 to 7 business days, I'm like, who takes 5 to 7 business days anymore? You know? So I definitely, you know, never wanted to take 5 to 7 days, but this 1 to 3 got me hopping. It's a good thing now. So let's look at the difference in these two veils. The first one I made was smaller. You see here. And this one, well, you see how in terms of room, well, let's put it on the mannequin heads. I think that'll be easier to see the difference in the size. Styrofoam we'll leave alone. We're actually going to use this young lady. Sorry, I don't have a shirt on her. Let's see. Should we put something over her? Okay, so now we're going to fit our Russian Birdcage headband veil on our mannequin head, so you can see the difference in the size between the 9x16 and the 9x20 on an average normal shaped head of 22 to 22.5 inches. Now, the headband is supposed to go behind the ear, not in front. So this is behind the ear. Look how tight it is. You see? So the person getting this would be like, it doesn't fit, you know? Like, who wants to wear it in front of their ears? You could, but come on. We know we don't really wear our headbands like that. Our headbands usually rest more comfortably behind the ear, okay? So now we gave it 4 more inches. We did 9x20 inches. This goes behind her ears, and look how much more room she has. Yeah. She's ready, y'all. She is ready. You hear me? Ready. And she has a little chenille dot over there. We only have 3 chenille dots. Sometimes less is better, you know? As pictured, the you know, the photos I had for this veil did not have a lot of chenille dots. So the guest is not going to be, the client is not going to be expecting a lot of chenille dots. And this is going to fit comfortably on her, and she's going to have room to adjust. You know, she's going to have enough room for her nose and her mouth. And she may want to wear it, you know, a little further up. You can push up these veils. And that's the benefit of having a stiffer veil, is you can adjust them. You can fold them a bit if you don't want it to be as long. The softer veils tend not to stay where you put them, but the stiffer veils do. So I'm happy with her, guys. What do you think? Do you like her? I like her. I like the veil a lot. All right, until next week. Enjoy.